Good morning, my friends. Welcome to my den, where we're going to share another shave. Today's shave is just based on true fun. So we're going to bring back an oldie from the back of the closet. We're bringing back CBL's Tabacaveg. This was kind of an inside joke a little bit to some of my shave friends. And it is a fragrance that's brought from a hybridization of the Panada Lilac Veg-table. You can tell how much I used this. But this is use dust, as is the tobacco. And between the two, there is a synergy that takes place. I got it already loaded up here. Today we're using a 1305 Semog, or it's a little badger, or not badger, boar brush. And I'm undecided. I'm still trying to decide what razor to use, so I may use more than one razor on this shave. This one is a Kai Captain Camisori clone. Say that 5 times fast. It's using a Artist Shave Club, or a Feather Shave, yeah. What blade is that? Oh, here it is. Using a Feather Pro Super. Now, I really don't often use these blades, to the point where when I went to eject it, I had to work it because the blades were starting to stick together a little bit. So what I may end up doing, or have to do, is take a little WD-40 and put it in there. I don't know how to keep blades from sticking together, but I do know that the Pro Super is just an inch wider than the other blades, which may give it a little bit more blade. Where's the camera part? Just a little bit more exposure there. Now, if I decide I'm not happy with that, I do have a dang it, why are all the words now not a really nice Gillette? Oh, true to form, CPL soaps in the early days, well, they do now too, but from the very get-go, Chris's soaps lathered, did a wonderful job. And I don't know why I don't go back to these very often. It's just, I think it's because, well, you know, anytime some of my brothers try a new soap or a new one comes out, Curious George has got to get some. And you know what happens then? Well, I'll show you a second here. Let me show you. See that? That's all soap. That's all aftershave. And it goes pretty much to this whole cabinet. And then under the sink, there's soap. I got enough here. I could land an aircraft on my street. I just have to lather up the street, and it could land there. Well, let's see how this does. Well, peels like a sharp blade. It's actually doing a pretty good job. Feathers are a deadly sharp blade. They cut time. Split seconds, you can be done with a feather blade. As I said in my last video, where I was holding a straight razor, no traditional straight in my hand, it could have killed you. This thing for darn sure could too. It could cut your throat. So really, you have to pay attention to what you're doing with these things, because grievous injury is never more than just a blink away. Now this time I'm filming with my iPad. Usually I'm using the phone up here, but today iPad's right here, and I'm trying hard to decide whether to use it as the mirror or the mirror as the mirror. I think I use the mirror as the mirror. When I have a word of advice to my friends out there just starting their straight razor journeys or discoveries. Keep a nice grip. Now, unlike some people, I do use my fingers a little bit to add a little English, but still, I'm locking my wrist and stuff just to kind of keep the movement of the blade this way, because this way bad. This way will saw open and cause grievous physical injury, and we don't want that. I like you guys all together, and I don't need any to hear about people amputating parts of their ear or having a big scar on their face so that they look like one of the bad guys in James Bond movie. We don't need that. Stay perfect, my friends. Because that's the way you were made, that's the way you're intended to be. You don't need to be on purpose or on accident boogering up your pretty face. Now, pretty is kind of a subjective term, because I've been told my military career that I'm ugly. That's a term of endearment among my friends, talking about how I could stop a watch with my looks. I don't know about with my looks, but I know I can stop a watch with my fingers and deeds. That's one of my hobbies. I assemble and modify watches. I come by it honestly. It was my dad's hobby too. I found a mess in his tools and I'm using them, but for the most part, I bought new tools for myself. And then I incorporate his tools where mine fall short, because I don't know why I'm getting weepers like crazy, but I think I don't know, I couldn't tell you why. A little raised section there. You can't say that a straight razor is aggressive or non-aggressive because it's just an edge. When people talk about aggression, let's pull out my aristocrat. Finally the word came to me. Aggression is talking about, see where you probably can't see. A little bit of blade sticking out there, and then you have the guard here. And aggression is kind of in a relation between where the blade is and where the guard is, and the gaps, and how savagely it rips at your face. This is with a straight, well, or like this, you know, you got a blade here, and there's nothing controlling how much of that is against your face or what's not. So don't fall for it when somebody says, oh, that straight razor is pretty aggressive. Now I can tell you that straight razors, there's a difference in my mind between sharp and keen. Neighbors have started cutting the grass. It must be about 10 o'clock. So there can, I believe, a straight razor can be overly keen, which sometimes you have the blade coming to a point like this, and sometimes that point has a little bit of extra, little tail of extra. Sometimes they call it a foil, or sometimes, yeah, it's just microns thin projection up there, and sometimes that can cause the blade to, or that edge, that little extra bit, can drag and chatter on your face and deform as it goes across, and it can feel like an over-aggressive DE, or one that's a little bit more pokey-outy, trying to grab whiskers, which, by the way, pretty good job for a clone, but it's a feather blade, so it's a good thing. Now before I do anything, let's get some of this use dust off of the containers here. And no, lilac doesn't come in this shape of a bottle. I decanted this. This was a hot sauce bottle. We'll do a little chemistry, okay? A little bit of Veg-table, a little bit of tobacco. Watch this. There's no smoke coming off my hands, but the two old people since working together, making a fragrance that some people like, some people don't, a lot of people don't care. For me, I always enjoyed Tabacaveg. I just haven't done it for a while. A little bit of talc, because it's a little humid today. I think it may rain. Yeah, 2 neighbors cutting grass. That's pretty much all I have for you today. I'm Major Rich, and you'll find me at theshavingcountry.com. If you made it this far, might as well like me and subscribe to me, because I do these kinds of shaves. Well, sometimes I take a break, but once or twice a week, and we'll talk about stuff. In the meantime, we will see you next time. Bye-bye.